What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to create this cool gradient graphic. So go ahead and grab a cup of coffee and some tea and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be in Adobe Illustrator, and you're going to want to create a black background. It's going to create some contrast for this graphic. And I went ahead and found some cool gradients online. I typed in tech gradients, and so you'll find some cool gradients that kind of relate to UX and UI and that are being used a lot for those kind of layouts. And so go ahead and find yourself something like this. Type in tech gradients and you'll find something along those lines, or create your own. So we're going to go ahead, if you don't already know how to create a gradient, we're going to do that right now. So go ahead and just come up here to the rectangles tool, create your rectangle or square, and go over to gradient. So let's just say you don't know how to get to the gradient. We'll just change that back to a regular white color. So you're going to select that square, go over here to gradient and click gradient. So this is going to bring up your gradient slider, and from here you can double click this and click the eyedropper tool, and so you can just come over here and click on whatever color you like to start with. Come over here to the second gradient slider, do the same thing except we're going to sample a different color. And there you have our gradient that we can sample from. So the next thing you're going to want to do is come back over here to the polygon tool. And what you can also do is hold shift and click while you create the shape. And that's going to keep it all nice and symmetrical. Click V to get your selection tool back, and we're just going to center this thing up here. I'm going to come over to properties, make this a little bit bigger, and align it, center it up. Take these off the artboard. And what you're going to do next is you want to come over here to your fill, or come over here to your fill, and swap to a stroke. So it's no longer a shape, it's a stroke. Bump it up a couple. I think that looks probably pretty good. 2. It may, depending on how big your artboard is or your shape, and you can decide on what looks good. Today we're going to use 2. Come over here, and we're going to come over here to effects. We're going to go to distort and transform, and then we're going to go to transform. It's going to bring up this transform effect panel. Just do 95% on vertical and horizontal, and we're going to do 5% angle, and we're going to create about 50 copies, and click OK. So yeah, this is close, not quite what we're looking for. We're gonna bring down this stroke to about 1 or 2. Kind of makes it look a little bit more detailed. And I think I like the 0.5, so you can change the size of the stroke right there. And you can also change the size of your art. Just by holding shift, we'll shift and alt, we'll keep it in the center and scale it to whatever size you see fit. And if you don't, hold shift and alt, get this crazy looking, this would be a really cool motion graphic. Anyway, so that is how you create this graphic. It's super simple, super easy, and it looks really cool. And you can do this with whatever shape you like. Also, if you wanted to change the gradient, it's super easy just to click I, which is going to bring up your eyedropper tool, and you can sample a different gradient. So when you do that, it's going to bring it up. You just have to bring it up as a shape. You're just going to have to switch the fill, change your stroke back to 0.5 or whatever looks good on your artboard. And there you have a different color gradient, which is super cool. And that's it. That's all you have to do. If you wanted to export this and you don't know how to export, you just come up to File, Export, Export As, and you can just do a PNG. And click OK. So I think if you want to stick around and watch me create something here, maybe I will create some sort of poster out of this graphic because it's pretty cool. If not, like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more tutorials. I'm going to be creating a lot more Photoshop tutorials and Illustrator tutorials, different things like that. So if you want to see how I do some interesting stuff, I learn stuff all the time, and I'm going to share it here with you guys. So go ahead and like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, don't dislike it. That's cool too. Let me know in the comments how I can improve, or let me know if there's something else you guys want to learn or you'd like to see. And that's all really. So stick around if you want to see what I just kind of on the fly come up with and make here. Might be something kind of interesting. I might make a social graphic or some kind of cool poster. It might be something like something you might see for like a EDM poster or something. So let's see what we can come up with. And we're going to use one of my favorite fonts. Which is Proxima Nova. I love it. Big, thick fonts like this. Proxima Nova is just one of those fonts you can use on just almost anything and it's gonna look really good. we'll just give it some kind of cover our album look. Just some cool Photoshop textures that we'll use in here. Doesn't work quite as well as Photoshop does, but we'll leave it here.